Hello, my name is Erdolet. Here my group mates Muhammad and Rasul. Our topic in media presentation is the Silk Road. The Silk Road was a network of trade routes connecting West and East and facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures.
Okay, overall, talking about our topic, we will indicate some factors as the infrastructure of Silk Road and as well as influence of Silk Road on local people, culture, traditions, and other things.
And we will review about all religions along the Silk Road. For example, Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity.
Yeah, I know the Great Silk Road from history from my school. It's like historically significant and influential. Was a great connection, vast network of interconnected trade routes in whole Asia, not in just Central, and connected the East to the West, saying about its historical and cultural meaning and importance for our countries and nations development is that some technologies and some knowledgements from other countries, thanks for this road, Silk Road, came to our nation at that time. For example, like some writing pens from history, I know that writing pen and other educational things and educational systems, reading books and other great things came thanks for great Silk Road to our country at that time.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
In London sends the latest stock info to his colleagues in Hong Kong in less than a second. With a single click, a customer in New York orders electronics made in Beijing transported across the ocean within days by cargo plane or container ship. The speed and volume at which goods and information move across the world today is unprecedented in history, but global exchange itself is older than we think, reaching back over 2,000 years along a 5,000-mile stretch known as the Silk Road. The Silk Road wasn't actually a single road but a network of multiple roads that gradually emerged over centuries, connecting to various settlements and to each other thread by thread. The first cultural civilizations were isolated places in virtual rival valleys, their travel implanted by surrounding geography and fear of the unknown, but as they grew they found that the arid deserts and steppes on their borders were inhabited not by the demons of folklore but nomadic tribes on horseback. The Scythians, who ranged from Hungary to Mongolia, had come in contact with the civilizations of Greece, Egypt, India, and China. These encounters were often less than peaceful, but even through raids and warfare, as well as trade and protection of traveling merchants in exchange for tariffs, the nomads began to spread goods, ideas, and technologies between cultures with no direct contact. One of the most important strands of this growing web was the Persian Royal Road, implanted by Darius I in the 5th century BCE, stretching nearly 2,000 miles from the Tigris River to Aegean Sea.
This regularly points allowed goods and the message to travel in nearly one-tenth the time it would take as single traveler. With Alexander the Great conquest of Persia and the expansion into Central Asia through capturing cities like Samarkand and establishing new ones like Alexandria is key. The network of Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and the Indian culture and the trade extended farther east than ever before, laying the foundations for a bridge between China and the West. This was realized in the 2nd century BCE when an ambassador named Zhang Guan sent to negotiate with nomads in the West returned the Han Empire with tales of sophisticated civilizations, prosperous trade and exotic goods beyond the western borders. Ambassadors and merchants were sent towards Persia and India to trade silk and jade for horse and cotton, along with armies to secure their passage. Eastern and western routes gradually linked together into an integrated system spanning Eurasia, enabling culture and commercial exchange farther than ever before. Chinese goods made their way to Rome, causing an outflow of gold that led to a ban on silk, while Roman glassware was highly prized in China. Military expeditions in Central Asia also saw encounters between Chinese and the Roman soldiers, possibly even transmitting crossbow technology to the Western world. demand for exotic and foreign goods, and the profits they brought kept the standards of Silk Road intact, even as Roman Empire disintegrated and the Chinese dynasties rose and fell. Even Mongolian hordes, known for pillage and plunder, actively protected the trade routes rather than disrupted.
But along with commodities, these roads also enabled the movement of traditions, innovations, ideologies, and languages. Originating in India, Buddhism migrated to China and Japan to become the dominant religion there. Islam spread from the Arabian Peninsula into South Asia, blending with native beliefs and leading to a new faith like Sikhism. And gunpowder made its way from China to the Middle East, forging the futures of the Ottoman, Safavid, and Mughal empires. In a way, the Silk Road's success led to its own demise as new maritime technologies, like the magnetic compass, found their way to Europe, making long land roads obsolete. Meanwhile, the collapse of Mongol rule was followed by China's withdrawal from international trade. But even though the old roads and networks did not last, they had changed the world forever and there was no going back. Europeans, seeking new maritime routes to the riches they knew awaited in East Asia, led to the age of exploration and expansion into the Africa and the Americas. Today, global interconnectedness shapes our lives like never before. Canadian shoppers buy t-shirts made in Bangladesh, Japanese audiences watch British television shows, and Tunisians use American software to launch a revolution. The impact of globalization on culture and economy is indisputable, but whatever its benefits and drawbacks, it is far from a new phenomenon. And though the mountains, deserts, and oceans that once separated us are now circumvented through supersonic vehicles, cross-continental communication cables, and signals beamed through space rather than caravans traveling for months, none of it would have been possible without the pioneering cultures whose efforts created the Silk Road, history's first World Wide Web.